Okay, so good morning. This weekend, got quite a bit of stuff done. Now that I've got my sawmill out of the way, I have probably one of my most favorite projects to do. I love working with boats. Haven't done it in years, but way back when I had my Carolina skiff, you remember the old, J models and the S17 or whatever. I bought me a 17-footer. I bought just the bathtub, the center console, the deck. I made my own deck and everything, but I just loved putting it all together. And that's what I've been wanting to do ever since we got the place down at the coast. I've been looking for John boats. I tried the kayak thing and I thought, well, I still haven't even been out on the big kayak yet to test it out. So I have this kayak sitting down there, 13-foot Lure, whatever it is, what brand that is. Anyway, nice little kayak. It should be fine for me, but I just like a boat better. Put a motor on it, go somewhere, sit out, get out and wade, fish, and So the John boats are perfect. I found this one on sale for, I think it was $350. The ad said 12-foot John boat. I talked to him on Facebook and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I went back and forth. I'd sent my son over there. I said, just go get this. I didn't tell him anything about it. He picked it up. We brought it back. It's a 10-foot. So it's the Alumacraft 10-foot. Really small. Probably too small for me. Definitely too small for me and my wife. The weight limit on it is 380. So two persons 380. So I definitely can fit in it. It's just going to probably be a little bit scary to get out on the water, but better than a kayak, right? So that brings me to my favorite thing to do, and that is rigging a boat. I just love messing with them. The lights and the stuff, hooking up rod holders and building things. And I'm not going to put a deck or none of that kind of stuff and make it a bass boat because that's not what I want. I want something I can back up to the front beach, pull the boat out on those little wheels, drag it down. Set our crab traps off about 200 to 300 yards off of the beach there. It gets kind of deep and it's a great place to probably put some crab traps. So that's what we're gonna try. And I just want something I can throw them in there, do it, go back to the house real quick, and then come back in a few hours and check them. Or even just go fish for a little while if we don't feel like pulling the big boat out. Or anyway, but that's what I'm gonna do is I got this little John boat and we're gonna rebuild it. I found some really cool float pod things. You'll see that all over the place. The beaver tail or something like that, and some couple of custom fab folks that build pods for them. But this being the 1032, really small, not gonna be able to put pods in the back. I found a guy, it's called Wisdom in the Woods, and he used, basically it's an Australian design. If you ever want some really cool boat stuff, check out some of the Australian boat sites, and they got some really cool boats. Just things like, all kinds of stuff. But like he said, shipping and everything else is gonna be almost $1,000. Well, that's more than the boat. But basically they're made out of the insulation foam board that goes on the walls. So check his video out. That's what I'm probably gonna do on this, just to give it a little bit of side stability. And then maybe one day I'll get me a 14-foot or a 12-foot or something that, as long as my wife's there and we can both pull it out of the truck, we're gonna get those aluminum wheel kits that just flip up, and then we can roll it down, even be in a bigger boat. So stay tuned. I'm waiting for Amazon to show up today. Everything said it'd be delivered tomorrow. Right now it's just some lights and some rod holders that I'm waiting on. So we'll get started on that boat. Quite get this one corner very well. know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. I gotta cut this foam out. Oh yeah. Gonna cut it out kind of in an angle. Very much, but it's only to keep your John boat from sinking. I just need to go to Lowe's or whatever and get me some stainless steel screws. I'm going to use machine screws with a nut and lock nut on the back side. Okay, so I am going to put lights on this, even though I'm probably won't be out after dark too often. Maybe in the winter time when we start going down there more. You know, it gets dark at 5, so might be out there more often in the winter. But what I found is I didn't want to use screws and bolts and stuff that would rust, so at first I was going to use rivets, but these lights that I got on Amazon have too much. It's a pretty good, like a ½ an inch almost thick, so a rivet wouldn't really work either. But I found these things. I was just looking around one day. They're ½ inch posts, aluminum, so kind of like a rivet on one side, see, right there. But anyway, I'm gonna fit it through on the inside of the boat, and with that, with the thickness of going right on this rail right here like I am, you can see that hole right there. It just sticks out just a little less than the plastic, which is perfect for the size that I bought. So that sticks in there like this, and then the light's gonna go, you know, on there once I drill it, and then you tighten it down with that screw. Might just put some Loctite or something on there, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, and that should work just fine. So I just gotta get the rest of the holes drilled. I already marked these. I just wanted to do a test fit with that center one for the line. Oh well. All right. There is a plastic piece that goes to this. So if you have a boat like this and you're going to do this, you could go down a little bit closer and go directly into the chair. I just want mine up here a little higher for I just like the way it looks better. I don't want them down here, and I don't care if I have a little bit of a wire running up here and going down. That's not gonna bother me any. So, but if you want a nice clean look, just move it down below these 2 rivets here, these 3 rivets, because those are the ones that hold that front seat in. So if you're below those, you'll go right into the seat. Okay, so one thing I forgot, since I bought these, you know, several months ago actually, I forgot. The heads of the screw portion are too big to go in here. But I do remember my plan. I was like, oh, that'll be fine. So what I did was take the post portion that you screw into and just quickly, you can snip it since it's aluminum with wire cutters. I just had a grinder. I just went tap, tap on each side. And now they fit perfectly in here as against the edges, and you'll be able to tighten the screw up. So that was by design. I just had to remember. It's kind of like, well, why won't it fit? You know, something's wrong. And then I remembered. There we go. Perfect. Now we'll do the other side, and then we'll hook up the wires. But same thing on the other side, just the red one. Oh, did I just put that backwards? Yep, I just put them on the wrong side. Anyway, I'll fix it. And I ground those off also this time, so they fit right in those slots. And I dropped one. And be real slow and careful, because they are, well, these are, if you can find some that aren't flatheads, try to get the biggest, fattest flathead you can find, and just go real slow so you don't strip it out. You can't really crank on this being aluminum. Just put some pressure on there and hold that flathead right in there. Okay, now start wiring. See, I'm gonna run mine right up here and down that hole that's right there, and that'll be fine for me, and I won't have to drill anymore. Like I said, you could lower it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do it that way. And I'm going to get some wire. I'm going to use some old no good trailer wires. The lights don't work. They're the Harbor Freights back when they were $9, so they're pretty old. Now I think these are 20 something or something, even at Harbor Freight. But I'm just gonna cut me some pieces of that off. My battery is gonna be up there. My switch is gonna be, I'm gonna buy a switch and put right here on the front of that. And so I won't need to run anything except for one line back to the back for the rear light. And that's it. Won't be using trolling motor. I'm gonna get a gas motor. There is a trolling motor on here right now. But I'll just use a regular battery for that. These lights are going to run off of a little kayak battery that came with one of the kayaks I bought. Some guy was selling them, gave me two 12-volt batteries, yak packs or whatever they're called, I don't remember. So, and I can just lay them up here in a bag, and they'll work great for the night running lights, and since everything's LED, they'll run for a long time. So let me get some wire cut off for that. I'm probably gonna go ahead and run some to the back. I don't think I have, well, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the back yet. I may just wait till I get a light. I haven't even bought a pole yet. I've been kind of looking to see about making my own out of one of these and a piece of PVC. And then just using the rod holder that I'm gonna put back there to hold it up. So I may still do that. Starting to make some progress. I'm still having to wait on some parts, but I did send that wonderful parts fairy that I have. That's my wife, and she went to get me some stainless steel machine screws and a washer and then a nylock nut. They're all stainless steel, cost like $5 or something from Lowe's. And that's what I'm putting in here now. It's kind of hard because there's this little lip right here to get your hand up on there, but I got them all on there, and now I'm just going to tighten them down, and that part will be finished. This, you know, is a waterproof one, but you know, you got these gaps here and everything else, so this is not going to be a waterproof compartment, but this was the cheapest that I could find. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I think it was only $30 or something, which is a pretty good deal for one of these lids. And so I'm just putting this one on here, and you know, it's, like I said, not going to be waterproof, even though it does have this seal. If you were going to make yours waterproof and put it in a different area, you just want to make sure you put some butyl tape or some kind of stripping underneath this before you tighten it down. I think this is my last one here. Go. Okay, now my switch is supposed to come, I think, tomorrow, so I'll put that on here and wire these up, and I'll leave links down in the bottom for all the stuff I'm buying. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.